Hi there. In a previous video, I've explained the basic concepts of the Waylay product. In this video, we're going to together design our first template. And we'll do that by making use of the designer. When opening up the designer, I see three panes, a left pane, a middle pane, and a right pane. And in the left pane, I get a library of available sensors, I get some gates, and I also get a list of available actuators. Now, in order to start designing our logic, I'll drag and drop a coin sensor and also a second coin sensor onto the middle pane. When I select such a coin sensor, I see its configuration properties here appearing in the right pane. I see the name of the coin sensor, I see input values or properties, in this case there are no, so this is empty. I see the states supported by the sensor, so in this case a coin sensor support heads and tails, two states, and I also see at the bottom a sequence number. The sequence number is only to be used when you want the sensors to be executed according to a particular order. In this simple example, we leave it empty, which means all sensors will be executed in parallel. Next, we'll select a gate here, and we'll select an AND gate. So I will connect both of the coins to the AND gates. I will select the AND gates, and now in the right pane I will run a wizard. I will specify that the AND gate is evaluated to true only if both of the coins are evaluated to tails. Finally, I will also select an activator, and I will select an email activator, and connect the AND gates to the email activator. Here in the right pane, I will specify that the email activator is triggered only if the AND gate is evaluated to true, so if both coin sensors are evaluated to tails. At the bottom, I can select a trigger policy. I could select that the email is sent every time the AND gate is evaluated to true, only once, or with a predefined frequency. We'll just select every time here. And finally, I will complete the properties here of the email activator, so I will specify my own email address. We'll say here tails twice. And for the message, we'll do the following. We'll say coin 1 evaluated to coin sensor 1 dot state, and we'll do the same for coin 2, so coin 2 evaluated to, and then we'll take coin sensor 2 dot state. So what you see here in this example is that we can parameterize the message by the state of the coin. So when the email is sent, this coin sensor 1 dot state and coin sensor 2 dot state will be replaced by the actual value of the state of the coins, which should be tails in our case. So we'll save this. Now we've developed our first logical scenario, and straight from the designer we'll now start the debugger. So we do this by clicking here in the right pane on debug, and we'll start the debugger. So the debugger runs by default with a 10-second interval, which means that every 10 seconds the sensors get invoked, the AND gate gets evaluated, and it gets evaluated whether an email should be sent. So we see here the inputs appearing. At the bottom we also see a log. So we see here coin sensor 1 at the first time tick evaluated to heads, coin sensor 2 to tails, and the AND gate was false. At the second time tick the same happens. So we'll let it run now for a couple of time ticks, and hopefully both of the coin sensors will evaluate once to tails, such that the AND gate evaluates to true. Okay, so we'll stop the debugger here. So we see at the last time tick both sensors evaluated to tails and the AND gate evaluated to true. So if everything runs alright, we should have received an email now. So let's go to the inbox, and indeed we see an email from Waylay where coin sensor or coin 1 evaluated to tails and coin 2 evaluated to tails as well. So all of that seems to work fine. So we're ready to save our logic, and we'll save that as a template. We give it a name. My first template. And we can also select which parameters we consider generic and the same across all instantiations of the template, and which ones we would consider specific for a specific instantiation. So assume that for every task, so every instantiation of a template will specify a different email address. Then we do not select the address as a generic parameter, but we could keep the others two as generic parameters. So we'll save the template here. And if we now leave the designer and go to our list of available templates, we could just search here for example. And we see indeed that the template we've just created appears here in the list of templates. So this ends this video. In the next video, we'll show how you can actually deploy templates.